Thank you for taking the time to sign on today to hear a little bit, very briefly from me about our CEU Provider Program for current providers. I hope to get this over as briefly and quickly as possible so you can have some time back in your day. As you can tell, this is being recorded, and I will share this information with you after the broadcast. I'll share some links with you, but just wanted to get you this information first. So again, thanks for signing on today. We're going to go over a history of the program very briefly, current status of the program, a few reminders, and then a possible integration with ASPE education. So again, here's a very brief history of the program. It was launched in 2011 to provide a benefit for industry educators like yourselves to award CEUs for CPDs and CPDTs for recertification. For your non-proprietary courses, of course, so this is not product training, this is on a specific topic, happens to be presented by, potentially a manufacturer as an example. The courses are valid for the approved provider across the company, regardless if you have a presenter, or different presenters. So say you have 20 people that are presenting on this one topic, that is fine, that is approved as long as the content remains unchanged. And also providers have access to a certificate generator portal to issue certificates for your attendees. I'm sure many of you have seen this and you're very familiar with it. So to give you some insight on who our current credential holders are, we have over 1,100 CPDs, which is certified in plumbing design. We have almost 90 CPDTs, which is a certified plumbing design technician. So this is our entry-level certification program. And these individuals need to earn 2.4 CEUs or 24 hours of continuing education over 24 months. One thing I want to remind you that this is not a licensure. We're not a licensure body. This is not administered by the state. These are certification programs. So these people have a certification in plumbing design, whether it's our flagship program or our technician level exam. So please keep that in mind. Current status of the program, we have over 50 providers that are active and valid with our program. Over 44,000 certificates have been issued through the portal since inception. And many of you have your own LMS or learning management system provider to issue certificates. So of course that's not in our calculation of the 44,000. So I can't even estimate what that number would be, but it is a large number of people that have been issued a certificate using this program. One thing that I wanted to let you know that we do have a speakers directory, which is housed on ASPE Connect. As you can see, there's a couple links here. So connect.aspe.org takes you directly to ASPE Connect, which is our online community for members. The direct link is shown on your screen here about where to get yourself signed up, but this is only for members. So if there's someone in your firm that's a member, that get them signed up and members can access this. Again, I will send these links out after the broadcast, so don't worry about rushing to get this information down. I also wanted to let you know, and you may be aware of this, but if you are interested in possibly presenting a webinar on one of your approved topics, please reach out to me and let me know. We do have sponsorship opportunities, or you can do a traditional webinar, which is just on a specific topic, but of course a sponsored webinar does award some other additional benefits, such as the list of registered attendees, some additional marketing, and so on. I won't get into that too much, but please let me know if you have any interest in this. A couple reminders about the program. The CEUs are valid for CPD and CPDT recertification only. I briefly mentioned this before, but this is not a guarantee for PEs to be valid for their PDH requirements. Some of the states are very rigorous and have very stringent requirements for PE renewals and their professional development hours. Some states are much more lenient, so they may accept it, but this is not a guarantee to be valid for PEs. It is a guarantee for the courses that you have approved for CPDs and CPDTs for recertification. You can use these for in-person trainings, online courses. There's a couple providers that have an online article similar to ASPE's Read, Learn, Earn program. Some of them do online webinars. So as long as the content is unchanged from, if you have an in-person training that you're going to offer online, as long as the content is unchanged, it's non-proprietary, that would be considered approved. And anytime you have an update or a question, I strongly encourage you and almost require you to use this link online. Many of you have seen this. This is where if you've applied and submitted your application with over 50 providers, and we've had over 80, 90 in the past, it's just a way to keep things organized and to collect the right information. Many of you have gone through this, as I've mentioned, and this is just a way to keep things organized for both you and for me. Something very exciting that I will mention again is our website is upgrading very soon. I know that you'll be pleased with the new look of ASPE.org, so that's coming down the pipeline, hopefully the end of 2019. Some of you may have seen this, but I do have a couple templates online. I do recommend you use these. They are a sign-in sheet, a PowerPoint template, a learning assessment template, which is a quiz, and the program evaluation. This really benefits you as the provider, so you can assess your standings. What are people enjoying about your programs? What could be improved upon? I have, every time we have a workshop or a webinar or a conference, we collect feedback. I'm sure you're already doing this in some fashion, but it's nice to have concrete evidence of what is working and what could be improved on. And as I mentioned previously, if the content is the same, you do not need to let us know that the instructors have changed, that you've added, that you've removed them, and so on. So that's one thing you can cross off your list. If the content has changed, then obviously we need to know about it, and so on. Just a nice reminder for you. I did mention that our website is updating very soon. And then another thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this discussion is experimenting with a voluntary ASPE education integration. I'm sure many signed on today have not seen what the new ASPE education is, but I'm looking for 3 to 4 companies to beta test this with me to determine the viability of an integration. This will require you to obtain information on your attendees and share it with ASPE for CEU certificate issuance. Let me know if you're interested. This is not a guarantee that this is going to go forward, but I want to see if this is viable because, as I mentioned, we do need CPD and CPD. They need their hours for recertification, and if we're integrated with the new ASPE education, it would show up right on their dashboard. But many of you see hundreds of attendees that are not necessarily an ASPE member, so this may prove to be not viable, but it may be in some instances. So please reach out to me directly. You can reply to my email however you'd like, letting me know that you'd like to try this out. I'm not guaranteeing this is going to happen. I've said this a couple times. I just wanted to put that out there that there is a possible way we could integrate with that. So at this time, if you can type in questions, I'm happy to answer them. And if not, that's all I have to present today. I just wanted to have a check-in, and thank you for submitting feedback if you did. Type it in the chat box. There's a question, integration with our website. Are you referring to your own website or ASPE.org? Because I don't have a way of integrating this with a third-party website. It would only have integration with ASPE.org. But yes, I was referring to integrating the courses that you issue to ASPE members. So we already have their information. We know who they are, and I can issue them the credits easily. Question came in, does education integration help with PE certification? Just want to clarify PE renewal. PE is not a certification, it's a license, so license renewal. The integration with ASPE education, again, I can't guarantee that it would work. It's really just a way for the individuals to receive their certificates. It may cut down on your workload, having to input the names and the email addresses to issue them the certificates. So I don't want to ever speak about PE or professional engineer renewal and so on. The question, so you could link with ASPE education from our site. I think I know where you're going with that, but that's not the way it should be worded technically. So and I will explain this a little bit more, but what you would basically do is you would supply a template. I would provide you with a template. You would supply me with the list of attendees, and then depending if it would work or not, I could then issue the certificates on your behalf of a course or a presentation that you gave, and it would show up in an ASPE member's education dashboard on ASPE education. So I'm not giving you a full picture of it right now, but it would not integrate with your website. It would integrate with our website, and I would issue certificates on your behalf if we had the right information. So that's really all I have for today. I'll give it another few moments for people to type in their question. Someone said, isn't that what's currently happening when we go online to input classes? No, because you have a list of individuals that may not be members. They may not be in our database, so we've never heard of them. Yes, we're collecting that information, but it is not integrating with an individual's education dashboard. So that is not currently what's happening. You are giving us their name and their email address, but we need a different set of information if it needs to automatically integrate with ASPE education. So what you're doing is a good step. The individuals, they do need the certificate as proof of attendance. So it's not wasted effort by any means, but for example, I have a way of doing this for some of the ASPE chapters to automatically integrate with ASPE education. So experimenting with ways to offer this to the CEU providers. As I mentioned, it will require you to provide me some other information. Will the CEU dashboard change with the web upgrade? This will not. That may be down the line, but it currently will not, the way that it is right now. So the new website's going to get a new look, but the certificate generator portal will remain basically unchanged. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for checking in. I will send out the slide deck and these links that I had mentioned. If you have any questions, if you'd like to participate in this potential integration with ASPE education, let me know, and I will speak to you again very soon. Thank you so much.